Hey, welcome back to another episode of LLC with me, David Wintzer. You know the deal. It's another beautiful day, another lesson to be learned, another conversation to have about it because we're all human beings. We're all just people on planet Earth thinking that we got some problems that other people don't understand. We're thinking that we're people that are specifically going through something unique. We are people that other people just don't understand because I'm like a unicorn and I'm living a different experience than everyone else. And the reality is we're all living our own experience, but we're all going through things and we all have a lesson to learn from those things. And if we want to grow from those things, as you know, we should have a conversation about it because that ties into the title of this podcast, LLC, Lesson Learned Conversations. If you don't know, now you know. I think you're in the loop. We've tuned in. If you don't know, my name is David Wintzer. I'm a residential general contractor in Park City, Utah. We accumulated $20 million worth of work in our first 2 years. And we have a lot of lessons to be learned in those $20 million. We have a lot of lessons to be learned in the ways we're going now. We're growing. We're trying to get better. And I'm simply just here to kind of share some conversations and educate you guys on the things that I've been through in my short and limited construction career. So I used to work for a $2 billion company. It was a $2 billion commercial contractor. And when I was there, these individuals were talking about lean construction. I've talked about lean a couple times on this podcast. Lean, like L-E-A-N, lean construction. There's a lot to be learned from manufacturing and taking it to the job site. Lean is a form of creating efficiency. So a quick little backstory of what lean is. Lean is a system designed to eliminate waste, increase efficiency, and maximize value. Lean is a system designed to eliminate waste, increase efficiency, and maximize value. This was created and born from Toyota's production systems in the 1950s. So lean focuses on doing more with less. Less time, less materials, less movement equals less cost. So like a quick history on lean, and I learned all this at my old, company. It was really fascinating to me. I never heard of lean until, call it 7 years ago. So Toyota developed lean after World War II to compete with bigger U.S. companies. They were able to focus on small batch production, reducing inventory, and empowering workers, which created results. When the result was that Toyota is one of the most efficient car manufacturers in history. So the three key principles to lean: eliminate waste, which is there's waste in time, there's waste in movement, there's waste in materials. Number 2 is continuous improvement. Always finding a better way to do something is continuous improvement. And then 3, this is one that's different too as well, but like respect for people. So it's empowering the workers to make the improvements. So if there's a better way to do it, talk about it. If there's a way to eliminate even one step, let's talk about it. How can we eliminate the movement of one particular step so we're more efficient? How can we make this closet more organized, the way we run our job sites more systematized? How can we get more efficient so we move faster, we have less waste of materials, time, movement, all these things. So you can give the individuals that are out in the field the opportunity to step up and empower those workers to make improvement to the system as well. So how do you implement lean into construction? So as you know, construction is known for delays. It's known for rework. It's known for inefficiencies. It's known for being a less oiled machine than most industries. Construction is still stuck in a lot of archaic times. Yes, there's robots coming. Yes, there's AI coming. There's good softwares coming. But out in the field, we're still pretty willy-nilly how we do things. Some people have a legal notepad. Some people use technology. Some people have meetings. Some people don't have meetings. Some people, stage all their material at once. There is zero repeatability in construction. I talk to friends of mine all the time. We talk about our billing process. How do you bill? How do you do this? How do you schedule stuff? How do you order stuff? It is not even close. We are all completely different. We all have a little bit of similarities in certain categories, but we are just different. Everyone does it differently. There is no set process, and because of it, every single homeowner gets a different experience than the other. Because there's no, if you were to go into a car factory in Japan, in Germany, in Italy, in the United States, I bet the majority of them would have very, very, very similar processes to where you could at least say, this is how they're doing it. Because there's a more efficient way to do it through the production line. And they are adopting those principles because that is time, that's movement, that equals cost, waste, and money. So more or less within call it 10, 15, 20% margin, these car factories are doing the exact same thing on these conveyor belts. Same with manufacturing of cups or microphones or chairs or clothes. It's the same thing. But in construction, oh yeah, I like to do my underground before I do this. I like to pour the slab before it is. I like to backfill before I start framing. We like to do this. Well, we do it this way. It's more efficient. Like there's 8 billion ways that people do it. The way they stage their jobs, the way they schedule their jobs, the way they operate their jobs, the way they quality control their jobs, the way they clean their jobs, the way they sequence them. So what lean does is it helps reduce the waste in time. The trips, the materials, the handling, all the confusion, everything that comes associated with it. When you have better flow, it equals a better job site. It's smoother. It equals happier teams, faster to completion. Just an overall better experience for everyone involved when you get lean. But lean is tough. So I love this. This is the rule of the 6-pack. So my brother-in-law told me this one time. We were moving moving stuff for the car, and I went out to the car and got a sip of Red Bull or something, and I came back in, and my brother-in-law was like, came in empty-handed. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you were just out at the car, dude. You're empty-handed. He's like 6-pack. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, the 6-pack, the rule of the 6-pack. And I was like, what's that? So his dad used to work for a trucking company, and my brother-in-law he moved for this trucking company, in the summer, his summer jobs. He'd move furniture and, move people's houses in these moving trucks. And he did it when he was like a teenager. And so the crew had a rule. And if you made a trip to the truck, or if you were leaving the house and going to the truck, i.e. to get a sip of Red Bull, and you didn't carry something, bring something in, you owed the crew a 6-pack. Why? Because it was a wasted trip. So the rule of the 6-pack was don't waste a trip. Wasted trip equals wasted time. Bring something back with you every single time. That wasted time, that wasted trip. Let's say I went back to my car. Let's say I went back to the truck to check my phone, check my messages. I went back to get a Red Bull. I went back to put a jacket on because it was cold outside. So I went there 3 times. Let's say there's 4 guys in the truck. 4 of those guys, all of us went and did that 3 times. So that's 12 trips where we didn't have something in our hands. So when we got down to 12 loads between the 4 of us, so all of us are taking 3 more loads and we're done. The truck will be empty. We'd already taken those trips. So now equate that to 24 trips. You doubled the amount of time. So you could have been done 12 trips earlier. That's time. That's money. You could have been at another job picking up more stuff. And now if you're an employee, you're like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do more houses in one. But if you're a business owner, that costs you money. And if you can only do 2 jobs a day instead of 3 jobs a day, it's because on every single job, you guys are taking 12 unnecessary trips to the truck without something in their hands. Over the course of 2 jobs in that day, remember we said it's 24 trips. 24 wasted trips. So if they did 2 jobs a day, that's 48 extra trips. 48 trips, if you will. 36 extra trips that were taken if they could have done, I've lost you guys in this mathematical equation. I should never do math on this podcast. I know this. Regardless, you can add an extra day or an extra trip. So no longer you can do 3 trips, you can do, or 2 trips, you can do 3 trips in a day. You get 1 day or 1 trip every single day, 5 extra trips a week, whatever your trips cost, that's a lot of money. That's hundreds and hundreds, if not millions of dollars in your pocket. Simply by wasting time going to the truck without something in your hand. So they created the rule of the 6-pack. They made it a punishment. They made it a penalty if you were the person that went there and came back empty-handed. Don't waste a good trip. It wastes time. So no wasted movement is lean. It's the same principles on the job site. If You're going to your truck to get your tools. You're wrapping up your cords. You're walking across the house. Take the cords with you. Take the trash out. Shit, if you're if you're packing up for the day and you got to sweep up, take the job or the garbage out, when you're going out to your truck for one trip, just take the garbage with you. Rather than doing it in the last trip you were going to take, just take the garbage with you. Roll up your cords, grab the saws, do whatever you got to do, but make it efficient. Don't make unwasted movement. It adds up. It adds up. So how can you start being lean in your business? You just got to start looking at wasted steps in your daily routine. The way you pack your car, the way you set up your material. At the company I used to work for, they were so lean efficient. I mean, this is a big company, so they can do this stuff with more ease because they're doing a big building with 300 rooms. Like they got all these carts and all these things. But so an individual has like a cart on it. Let's say I'm I don't know what my task could be. I'm an electrician or something, and I roll my cart out, and on my cart are all my tools laid out. And each tool had a sticker on it. So it'd have a pink sticker, and you put the pink sticker on the pink sticker. There's a pink sticker on the table and one on the tool. So the pink went with the pink, the blue went with the blue, the red went with the red, and there was no question. Like if I'm setting the pliers on the right side and you're setting them on the left side, when you go to look for them, the next person, they can't move as fast. If you know that it's in the exact same spot, it's on that pink spot, it's on that blue spot, it's on that red spot every single time, you become more efficient. You start wasting time. So how can you create these little systems, set up your workstations, structure your days, in the way where you drive to and the work you take? Creating the system and the rules like the 6-pack policy hold people accountable as well. We had one time where we weren't cleaning up our job sites in the beginning. We were too busy and we started walking past all this garbage. We made a rule you got to put $5 in the pot every time you walk by a piece of garbage and don't pick it up and throw it in the dumpster. And, when the pot got to $100, you'd take everyone out for dinner. So you train your crew to think lean. What can I carry to do to help every trip? What can I do to be more efficient? Use the lean tools, job site maps, checklists, QR codes, material staging plans. I mean, the list could go on. There's 1,000 ways you could become lean. Lean is a mindset. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to improve a little bit on what you're currently doing every single day. Just get a little more efficient. Be more aware of your time, more aware of your movement, more aware of your material use. So you could think how would a car company, how would Toyota run a job site? How would they set it up to become lean? Watch a couple of YouTube videos on it, on lean manufacturing. You can watch it in construction, but watch how a factory moves. Think about it. Yeah, there's robots and stuff, but there's people there doing the exact same repeated task over and over. There's people that sit at a conveyor belt or at a chair or in an assembly line and do the exact same task 700 times a day. And they do it every single day. And then it goes down the line, and the next person next to them does a different task. And they do that exact same task every single day for 700 times a day. And it goes that way, and that's just the efficient process. And if somebody comes in and does it differently, now you're no longer doing 700 tasks a day. You're doing 680. That one person that's clogged up the system is doing it differently. And because of it, we're half a thing short every single hour or whatever it equates to, which equates to 20 less units produced every single day. That efficiency matters. These are ways that you're going to get your job sites to move better. And the more your job sites move, the more your schedule stays on schedule, the more money you make, because then you can finish these jobs and move on to the next client. You can go win the work, tell someone I can start in June because I got another house wrapping up in June, and that's actually the truth. That house finishes in June. Construction needs to evolve, period. It needs to evolve. Manufacturing has been doing lean for over 50 years, and construction is still just barely getting introduced to it. And these are billion-dollar companies that are just slowly starting to implement it. Construction is still old school, especially residential construction. You can help change that not only to help the industry get better, but to help your business get better. And if you get better at it, you start changing that. You start eliminating waste, delay, and miscommunication. You stop losing all the money. You start getting better because of lean. You start beating your competition. You start beating the people that aren't doing it, that are building the house next to you, the people that you're bidding against. You're going to get so efficient, so lean, so you can go to someone and say, we can build this house in 6 months. We can do this remodel in 6 months. How do I know that? Because here's the other 30 projects that we've done, and they've all been completed in 6 months. And here's the client references we've done this for that can attest that we did it in 6 months. We have a process, we have a system, we're dialed in, we come in hot, we don't lose any momentum, we don't eliminate waste. These are the things that we need from you, and we guarantee we'll be done with this house in 6 months. Because we're lean, we're efficient. The guy next to us, he's not doing that. Go ask his references. Because the house he was doing next to us recently, we started at the exact same time. He's still there. It's been 10 months. We've already done 3 houses since then. That's what lean can do for you over time if you get efficient. Lean can make you better. Lean can help you beat your competition, i.e. make more money, become better, become bigger, and get the freedom that we all want as entrepreneurs. We want the freedom of financial, we want the freedom of time. But we can only do that when we become lean, our systems start operating, and we can start building a business that doesn't require us to be there every single day because it is efficient. It's a conveyor belt. It's a repeatable process like Toyota, like the individuals who have been doing it for a very long time and become very successful at it. Get lean, get better. That's all I got. Whew. Got long-winded there. So I was coming in hot. So yeah, I think I'm done with this one. I've kind of ran out of wind, and I don't want to carry on too long. You know, sometimes you got to back off of a shot. You know, that's what Tiger would do. He would just realize that he ain't got that shot in the bag today. He's going to lay up. He's going to play the smart play because sometimes you just ain't got the shot. You got to shut it down. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm shutting it down just like I was Tiger Woods. And I'm going to shut Tiger down in a game of ping pong next week on this podcast. So you got to come see his ass get beat on me with, I got that lefty, that lefty sniper swing. I got that forehand that's dirty, and then I can roll over that backhand to that corner. I'll work him. I'm going to work him on the inside out, inside out forehand, just kind of working him open and get him open. And then as he's getting more and more open from that inside out backhand that I'm working on his forehand, I'm going to take that bitch cross court after I open up that entire table, and I'm going to tell Tiger, game bitch, let's record a podcast episode now. That's what's going to happen with Tiger. If you would please like, subscribe, share this with your friends. That's all I got. I love you guys. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.